Stepping into an interview, you have a rush of adrenaline and you feel nervous. Maybe you feel nervous before. I mean, it's horrible, isn't it, feeling really nervous before an interview, say like 2 or 3 days beforehand. And really it's because you need to have confidence and self-assurance. If you have confidence and self-assurance, then your adrenaline levels will reduce. Confidence comes from preparation. When I feel the most nervous or the least confident is when I feel I haven't done enough preparation for the challenge ahead. Sometimes, however, your brain can play tricks on itself. You can have done the right confidence and the right preparation, but you always think you need that little bit more. And that's self-confidence. You need, at some point, you need to cut that off and just believe in yourself. The problem is, in day-to-day life, most people don't give out compliments that easily. So most of us just measure our self-worth and how other people treat us. Yeah, that's great, but you can't wait for others to tell you well done. You need to be able to tell yourself well done to build your self-esteem. When going for an interview, you need to feel that you are worth that job, that your self-worth is high, or you need to feel that your best to very best can at least perform that job. There's ways of getting around that. First of all, the person, you could be interviewed for a large corporation or a large job. You could feel intimidated. You could be looking up the people in the waiting room that are interviewing with you and think, I don't have what they have. It's the same thing when I go to compete and I train others to compete. We turn up at sometimes in martial arts events. We turn up to a large sports hall with 1,000 competitors, and you're looking around the room and there's people on the pads, people doing jumping, spinning hook kicks, there's people looking super fit, super strong, and you're thinking, I can't do that. Am I good enough to go in the ring and compete with these guys? Of course you are. You have to believe, that's what I tell all my students myself, that your best performance, your best fight can beat anybody, and it can. I've seen people who have been training for 9, 10 months beat people who have been doing 10 years of training, competing loads, because on that day, they got their best performance out. There is a way to get your best performance out every time, and that's something we're going to cover later. But to start off with, you have to believe when you step into that interview room, if you get your best performance out, if you're able to express yourself and put your answer their questions efficiently and really give a good account of yourself, you can get that job. Otherwise, don't turn up. Why did you apply for the job in the first place if you didn't think you could get it? Of course you thought you'd get it, because you put pen to paper, you sent off the CV, and wow, a job interview came through the post, or they called you, and next thing you know, you're in the interview. So just to get that far, of course you're enough. What you have to do is not clam up and give a very small account of yourself. You need to give yourself. Also, most importantly, I've heard from a very good friend that jobs, when they're interviewing you for a job, they are looking for you for a solution for a problem. There's a role that needs to be done in the job in their company, and they want you to fulfill the role and also add to their company or their work or the position. So you need to first of all work out how you can fix that, how you can add to their company and be a solution to their company. Most importantly, you want to interview them. Do you want this job? You don't want to just sign a bit of paper, turn up in 2 weeks' time and go, actually, I don't really enjoy this. I don't enjoy the people I'm working with. There's not purpose, not growth, there's not substance to this job. It's not what I thought it was. So use the time to interview them. That becomes a two-way process, because you build up your self-worth by asking those kind of questions. So learning to key tip is to not look at the competition, to focus on yourself, to ask the right questions, answer the questions properly, and cut that adrenaline down. Be yourself, and also believe in abundance, not scarcity. If you believe this is the only job for you, you've got to have this job, then you're going to come across as desperate, your nerves are going to come up, and I don't think desperation is a very attractive quality. I know it may be difficult. You may actually need that job financially for all kinds of reasons. But if you believe in scarcity, in my opinion, it just won't work out for you. Try to believe in abundance. If you're in a scarce environment, then maybe it's your job to try and look for options to give you that sense of feeling of that there is more out there, and that you don't always need that job that's in front of you. You would love the job, but if it doesn't work out, you've got another option lined up as well. When I step on the mat and go to compete, yes, on that day there's one trophy available. I'm going to do my best. I want to win. I'm going to do what I can to win that. But if I don't win and I've given my best performance, I don't care, because all I'm caring about is myself. If I can get my best performance out, remember what I said earlier? If I get my best performance out, my best fight, it's enough to beat anybody on the day. If I get my best performance out for 10 competitions in a row, my winning rate is going to be exceptionally high. If you get a good performance out, an average performance out, a negative, your performance is going to be like that. So it's really, yes, you've got an opponent that's a variable, and what they do depends on your outcome. But really, if you fight to 100%, you fight like a superstar, you're probably going to win. Yeah, that's the main aim. So when you go for an interview, you want to get your best performance out. You have 10 interviews lined up. Hey, you probably get 8 or 9 of them if you were to get 8 or 9 jobs. Okay, if you go in there and you underperform and you have an average performance, hey, it's going to be harder for you. So that's my opinion, which is, if I had to summarise it, if I had to summarise the key points of doing well in an interview, using the principles that I've learned from martial arts, is first of all, reduce adrenaline, believe in abundance, not scarcity, believe in self-worth, don't focus on competition, focus on yourself, ask them questions, make sure that the job is right for you, and also see how you can be a solution to their company. Thank you very much.